brain, you're in the nerds domain. Come on in, it's about to begin.
Hi, I'm Matt. You're after me.
Sorry,
you
my
are
phone.
infected.
My
That's-
phone closed. I wasn't
So,
looking.
so who are you?
I'm John.
It's been a while since he's been here.
It's your turn now.
Jesse.
I'm Shirley.
Yay! Welcome to the Nerds Doing podcast where we're all tired. That's all right. This week we're going to talk about what's going on in our lives that's geeky and fun. We have a topic or two beyond that as well. Let's get started. So what have you guys been doing? Nothing.
Not much.
Finally got to see Pacific Rim.
Yeah, we already talked about that. So.
I know. Yeah, skip it.
Yeah.
Did you
That was
like
our
it?
immediate movie review.
Yeah, it
Yeah, it
was.
was. Yeah.
And Johnny was.
Unfortunately.
Unavailable for that one. I enjoyed it. There are plot holes
Meh.
and things that, like, had I been in charge, wouldn't have happened. But, you know, that's every movie.
If you had been in charge, you wouldn't be here, though.
Well, yeah, I'd be in that universe, not this one.
No, I'm saying you would be on this podcast.
Well, no, I'd be in charge of the world. I wouldn't need to be on a
Oh, I
stupid
thought
podcast.
you meant in charge as in the director. Because if I was the director, I would have changed a lot also.
That also would have been different. But again, if I was the director of the movie, I'd be making millions of dollars
Swords
and not
for everybody.
Yeah,
We would be working for you.
Swords
Right.
for everybody.
we'd be making movies, not podcasts.
I'd,
That would be
I'd still
awesome.
probably be making podcasts on
Yeah.
top of that.
Well,
but-
that'd be
Yeah,
fun.
whatever.
I would be
maybe.
picking out wardrobes.
What? Picking out what?
Wardrobes.
Wardrobes.
I heard board robes.
That's the same thing. Something somebody wears.
A board robe.
Yeah.
That's what a board wears. Yeah. So anybody else see any movies? We saw Game of Shadows. Sherlock Holmes Game of Shadows.
Yep.
I hadn't seen
That
that.
was pretty awesome.
That was okay. It was nice to see
Oh, you just seen it?
the guy
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
Mad Men in it as Moriarty,
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Moriarty.
the bad
The
guy
bad
with
guy,
the,
the red beard.
No, every time I see him, I just think of Lost in Space.
Yeah,
That's the only other
which I
movie that
forgot
I've
he was
seen
in
him
that too.
Yeah.
So,
And then we also watched
Hansel and Gretel
Which-
with
Oh,
the
what'd
Jeremy
you think
Renner
about
one.
that?
Witch Hunters, not Witch Slayers, because Witch Slayers is not what
Witch Hunters.
Not Witch Hunters.
No.
It's on Netflix.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's like
Wait.
Korean or Chinese.
Oh, I
Oh,
thought,
oh,
I thought you were
this
talking
one,
about
the
the stoner
good one?
comedy.
Yeah,
The
not
what?
that.
There's a Hansel and Gretel stoner comedy.
No.
They're going out to the witch to get her special blend of marijuana.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I
I
haven't
think
seen
that's
it
on my
either,
list of
but,
movies to watch now.
but it's yeah.
Yeah.
John recommended that one.
No, it's
Yeah.
just on Netflix. I don't. I watched John Dies at the End. It's
Oh,
very
what do you
good.
think about that? It's,
I enjoyed
And
it.
wait. Surprisingly, you're still alive.
Hold on.
Right? Yeah.
You watched something?
No. Actually,
That freaks me out.
does John
I
die
would
at the end?
not watch a movie that's,
I don't know, it's
that's
spoilers.
named Shirley
let's
Dies
just
at the
say
End.
I won't give away spoilers. Spoilers. I'm here.
So is it like there's a monster at the end of this book?
No,
Is it
that
a
would have been
book?
awesome.
That-
Actually,
it's
it is a book.
Yes,
It is a book.
It has Grover in it.
Yeah.
And
Like-
the whole time he's reading the words on the page, and he's like, "Why are you still turning pages? There's a monster at the end of the book. What are we doing? It's scary." And you
So
get
it
to the end
really
of the book.
sounds like Grover in your head?
Yeah, and you get to the end, and it's Grover. It's at the end of the book.
Because Grover is a monster.
That's kind
No, actually, I was talking to George.
No, I'm sorry. Spoilers on Grover and Monster
Monsters
at the end of the book. My bad.
So is it a kid's book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Monster
okay.
at the end of the book.
'Cause you
Sesame
said
Street.
Grover.
Sesame Street.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure we were on the same page.
So anyway, back on the topic of John Dies at the End. George, who is on our Mask of the Gnarltep
Yep.
podcast,
And has also been on this podcast.
and has been on this podcast in the past, actually says he claims, I can't say that he's wrong, says he went to high school with the guy who plays John. So,
Well, that's kinda awesome.
yeah. So
it's a shame he dies at the end.
Yeah, no kidding.
He also went to high
Well-
school across town from LeBron James. So
Hmm.
did everybody else in Cleveland. In all
Right.
fairness. It's not
Yeah.
much else.
Anything-
Any movies,
Movies?
Jesse?
Yeah, I watched Iron Man 3, finally.
Are we starting at the bottom? You're not following the notes.
I
Did
am
you
not.
just come to this conclusion?
Let's go back.
Okay.
Stop, guys.
So Iron
I've
Man
got a
3.
movie, but I've got a movie. I'm the one who got to get to talk about their movie here.
Okay, go ahead.
I finally got to watch Iron Man 3.
Okay,
I'm
let's go
done.
back to... No, go ahead. Yeah, how'd you like it?
I liked it. It was a good movie.
Yeah?
A lot
Yeah.
of character growth, a lot of stunning visuals.
A
Did you
lot
have a
of
problem with him
character
taking the
growth.
thing out of his chest? Spoiler.
He doesn't feel like Iron Man without it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm hoping in Iron Man 4 or Avengers 2 he takes another chest wound and he has to put it back in.
Did we?
Well, the
did-
thing is, the suit makes the Iron Man, not the thing in his
I'm
chest.
just wondering what you do with a giant gaping hole in your chest.
They filled it up.
They're good. The good doctors.
What?
I don't know.
Silly buddy.
No, Matt, I can personally attest to this. That shit all regrows.
Yeah, see?
I've been open there.
But you didn't have a
Heart surgery.
hole
No,
for
but
like
that-
5 years.
Well, that's probably
Is
a
it
good
5
point, I
years?
guess.
Assuming that
Hold
the
on.
timeline of Iron Man actually follows real
My
time,
pierced
yes.
ears grow back
That-
all the time.
But that's
this
flesh,
that's
not bone.
that's ligament. This isn't bone and a lot of connective
It's
tissue.
not ligament.
That's a connective. Yeah, it's the same thing that's on the end of your nose. Anyway,
That would be cartilage.
so Iron Man
cartilage.
3 leading into Avengers 2.
Yes.
Hear the new title for Avengers 2?
Age of Ultron?
Electric Boogaloo.
Age of Ultron.
Age of
Okay,
Ultron.
sorry.
Ultron
Yes.
is under
Ultron.
robots.
Ultron. Dang it.
Ultron with a U.
No, I did say Voltron.
Oh,
That was
did
my
you?
fault,
I was thinking this is going to be the
Wow.
best movie ever.
I have a movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 1985.
Movie.
1985.
Yeah, Batman versus Dracula.
Oh,
Oh,
I didn't get to watch it yet
why didn't you watch it?
because I
What?
got
I
interrupted.
interrupted her.
What?
Talking. Yeah, it's on Netflix.
It's called
Or
1985.
no, it's from 1985.
It's from 1985.
I'm sorry, it's on Amazon Prime.
Ah, well, that's why I
Yeah.
haven't seen it then.
All right, let's go to books. Anybody been reading anything? Okay,
Nope.
so move.
Yes, I've read.
And
I've read.
I read some stuff from Eggplant Productions.
Yeah.
Is it Publications? Productions?
Publications?
Publications.
And that'll be up on Monday
Next-
the
following
17th.
Monday?
I don't know.
Some Monday. Keep
Like
going
the
to the
5th.
site.
It'll be up on
Spiritual
5th.
growth. Yeah.
Haha.
Go to the site every day anyway.
Yep.
They've got a lot of awesome short stories.
Yeah, they're really good short stories. Did you like it?
I really liked it.
Yeah, surprisingly
I mean,
good, wasn't
the
it?
thing was, it was like, it went through the story, and she said the last part, and I thought it was going to go more into the story, and then that was the last page, and I turned the page, and I was like, what? There's no more story?
Yeah, they did that to me on the Art of Boxing too. It was good though. I liked the way it ended it.
Yeah.
So what did you read, Jesse?
Spiritual
I've
growth.
read In the Flesh by Clive Barker. It's a collection of short stories, 3 short stories.
You lost me.
No,
Clive
it's-
Barker's
He-
awesome.
He's a
He's creepy.
horror writer who
I'm
does.
familiar with who Clive Barker is.
Okay.
Ugh.
Well, I was reading this set of short stories, and I come across one of them.
Uh-oh.
I can't remember what it was called.
It resembles your life?
No. I was just reading it, enjoying the book, going along, thinking, okay, what's the worst that can happen? So far, nothing surprising has happened. I'm like 3 pages till the end of the book, the end of the short story. Nothing can happen. It was the Candyman story. And he doesn't get revealed until like 3 pages from the ending, and it is nothing like the movie whatsoever.
Oh, really? I've never seen the movie, so
Wow.
don't ruin it. for me.
Candyman creeps me out.
It did once I got to that, because once it gets to that point is where it just literally just twists sideways, and
So, the story seems normal.
yeah, it's about a woman who investigates graffiti on walls in bad neighborhoods and things.
Interesting.
And then just a standard story.
Just
No
falls
hints. The
down whole
book
and-
is not, the short story is not entitled Candyman. There's no hints that this is going to lead to that whatsoever, except for the fact that it was the character's name. I don't know why I didn't think of that when I noticed it. They did keep character names. But yeah, it just
Interesting.
absolutely floored me. There's 3 short stories in it, and
What's the name of the book?
it's called In the Flesh.
In the Flesh.
Right on.
All right.
This week I read Atomic Robo Volume 4 and 5.
Oh, we're including
Comics
comic books in
don't
that?
count.
It's an arc. It's a multi-page.
Trade paperbacks.
Oh, okay.
Shirley and I laughed and laughed and laughed at one of the stories in Volume 4.
As you do.
Dr. Dinosaur.
Only
right.
because I was
Oh.
dead tired and Matt made me listen to it.
And I read it to her in the Dr. Dinosaur voice. Which
Yes.
I asked Brian Clevenger and Scott Wagner, who they hear.
And they verified what?
Because I said it sounded. What did I
Alan
say?
Tudyk.
I sound Alan Tudyk from Serenity.
Yeah,
When he's
Serenity.
playing with the dinosaurs. No, mine is an evil lab. That voice. That's
Yes.
what I heard. And Scott Wagner, or one of them said Cobra Commander,
Yes.
and the other one said
That's exactly that. You're correct. He said you were right or something.
pretty much Cobra Commander on Too Much Coffee
Yeah.
was from Brian Clevenger, and Sketchy McBeardo, which is
The other guy.
Scott Wagner, said Skeletor,
Yeah.
which is even better.
Skeletor.
Yes, yeah,
From He-Man.
it's
Good
plugged into the
stuff.
walls. Gravity crystals. Oh, so I read 4. I'm in the middle of 5. I haven't finished it, but that was real good.
Well, I guess if we're going to count comic books or trade paperbacks, I picked up Justice League, of the new 52 DC comic, the first arc, where they all get together. I picked that up. I was a little disappointed because what I really wanted was the backstory, was the backup story that appeared in the original issues. That is the new origin story of Shazam, aka Captain Marvel. And
that's not a backup story in the first 6 issues. I have those.
Oh, do you?
Yeah,
well,
they're not in that one.
I didn't know when it started, but
they might be in 7 through 12,
okay,
maybe.
Well, there you go. Well, then I want those. Give them to me.
I don't have those.
Oh.
I did after the first 6 issues because I got tired of it. It wasn't
Anyway.
great. It was okay.
Yeah. So, but and then I picked up the first issue of the new arc called Trinity War, which is pretty fun. Shazam is going to spread Black Adam's ashes over the land he used to live in before he went crazy insane and all that.
Yeah.
And now that area is controlled by an evil government who sees any invasion by any appearance of superheroes as an invasion. So that almost starts a war, and Superman kills Dr. Light at the end of the issue. So it's...
But I thought Superman didn't kill.
Well, it's unintentional. Well, what it is, Dr. Light's new powers is he absorbs all light, and Superman is a battery for light, because that's what the solar radiation gives him his power. So Dr. Light can't control his absorption, so he starts absorbing the power out of Superman and burns himself out.
Ooh.
So it's Superman's fault, and that starts a war between the JSA and the Justice League, and a shadowy third faction who is yet to make the scene. But it's pretty cool.
Doom League or League of Doom or...
I don't know. I've not looked into it beyond the what was in the book, and that wasn't in the book.
Okay.
So that was fun.
So I've got a question. I've got like from a long time ago, I got this. They're cards. They're trading cards, but they're called Plasm. And when you put them all in their sleeves, they make a comic book. What are those called?
A really cool trading card.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know that they've ever had it. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, I would too. That would be interesting.
It's called Plasm, and it like made a story. It was pretty cool.
Good.
I like the art.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
All right.
I thought you guys might know.
Podcasts? Anything new?
Yes. I have a new podcast I've been listening to. It's a part of the Frog Pants Network.
Yeah.
It's called Spoilercast, and they agree with me with Pacific Rim.
Scott Johnson is a curmudgeon. I love Scott Johnson, but he's a curmudgeon about Pacific Rim. He went in expecting the wrong thing.
He went in expecting a movie that was worth watching.
Hey, it is a movie worth watching.
It is a movie worth watching.
It's
I feel
Gundams,
validated.
for God
It is
bless America.
It's as he said.
What did he say?
If it was directed by Michael Bay, I would have expected this movie going into it. Directed by Del Toro, this was not what I was expecting going in.
What
I
does
am
that
sadly disappointed with this being from the director it's from.
Michael Bay has a tendency to put very little... put story, but not thick, heavy story behind his movies. Whereas Del Toro is full of thick, heavy story. It's just two different directing styles.
There wasn't that much story.
There wasn't. It was
character
a simple story. It really was, and there's nothing wrong
You
with
don't
that.
even like the characters. I mean, even in Hellboy, you like the characters.
Hold on, I like the characters.
I like the characters.
It's not my fault you like wooden characters.
All right, so anything else podcast
Hey,
related?
we didn't see Pinocchio.
Yeah.
I
I've been listening to When Nerds Collide Again, Dystopic Boys when I get a chance.
Have they put out another Last Frequency yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't heard it yet.
I've added a few to my list. Doug Loves Movies. It has some interesting podcasts. Oh, my phone's shutting down. I'll have to do this by memory now. Doug Benson did.
And that's all he remembers.
No, Doug Benson is a comedian. He does. He did a documentary called Super High Me. Some people have issues with marijuana use, and he did a 30-day bit where he smoked marijuana and showed its effects on him and all that. It's supposed to be a pretty good documentary. I haven't seen it, But he does a really fun game called the Leonard Maltin game, where Leonard Maltin is a movie critic, and Leonard Maltin always gives a description of the movie and then lists cast at the end of the description. So Doug gets his comedian buddies up on stage, and they bid on how many names from the cast they would be able to pick out or be able to name the movie in. So, like, there's 10 names on the list. Somebody says, I can do it in 8. Somebody else says, name that movie. Doug will read the from the last to the first 8 names, and they have to guess what movie they were reviewing or they were talking
That's
about.
kind of cool.
Yeah, it's a fun game, and it's really fun because Leonard Maltin, who the game is named after, will occasionally come on the show. Like they were in, they were in San Diego They were at the San Diego Comic-Con for the last episode, and Leonard Maltin was there. And so Leonard Maltin,
I thought he was like 100 years old or something.
Nope, he's not that old. But he was there, and they were talking about their, the movies, and he's like, really? I said that about that film or this about that film? And it's like, I'm going to have to revisit that, that ruling. So it was it's good fun. So I enjoyed that one. The rest of them are kind of blah. I've been listening to a podcast I don't think I've talked about yet called the Jankcast, Jank cast. They talk about gaming exclusively. That's probably why I like it so much. The majority of their podcast involves gaming theory and problems with gaming, and a lot of intellectual stuff. But they do actual play podcasts, so that can be fun. They're going to be at Gen Con this year, or at least 3 of their members are. So I will hopefully be meeting up with 1 or 2 of them at some point. If not, anybody I meet would be awesome because they're all pretty cool people on the podcast. So, yeah.
Well, I've been catching up on Red Panda because I'm way behind. I also read the Red Panda issues, which, by the way, you should read because they're really good.
Can I have them?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Shirley, any podcasts?
Nope.
No. Because you don't like fun?
What? No, because I have other things to listen to.
Yeah. Games.
I don't have time to listen.
Any new games? Any old games? Hey, we played the Marvel deck building game.
We did. Legendary.
Oh, did you finally play it?
Johnny read the rules and then we
what'd you think
fought
about
our way through it.
It's not great.
It's not terrible.
No, it's not terrible. What I feel the problem is we actually play DC.
Yeah.
What is it called?
Game.
Just the DC deck building game.
Yeah.
Before that,
name title, but.
Right? But that and
I wish they would have been the same style, or
right.
Marvel would have been that style because I think it would be a good game.
Yeah, but then it wouldn't be the same game.
Or they would be the same
But
game.
we could mix them.
Right.
And Superman and Wolverine could be on the same team.
Actually, I was having trouble the night we played, putting my finger on exactly what it is that about the Marvel game that I didn't like, and Jankcast played it and talked about it, and they said it very eloquently, and I'm gonna screw it up now, but basically the Marvel game is supposed to be a cooperative game. Except in the end, someone wins.
Oh yeah, don't play by that optional rule. That makes no sense whatsoever.
What optional?
No. It's always
there
someone
being
wins.
one winner. No, you can play without that. That is the best way to play.
To play without a winner?
No.
Yeah.
The optional rule is the final battle. That's the only optional rule presented in the book. The rules state count your points.
The
see
only
who
play
wins.
I've ever played is you play as a cooperative team. You forget everything else.
Well,
Oh,
that's
no.
fine.
No,
But I mean, you can do that if you want.
It's
I
a
have
waste
no
of the
issues.
game. You're
It's
not
a
even beating
co-op
the
game.
game. It's not. You can't lose.
Oh, you can lose.
Oh, can you?
You might have got an easy.
Well, we did
No,
play the
challenge,
first
but-
scenario.
Okay,
the
yeah,
skull
there's a
thing.
a couple of them are incredibly.
Well, that
This
may
one
be-
wasn't exactly easy peasy.
Yeah, but anyway, the point is, it's supposed to be a cooperative game, but there is no reason to talk to your fellow game players.
Yeah, and Matt kept trying to kill us.
Well, Matt was playing a little more aggressively than we would have preferred.
But still lost.
Yeah, but there's no reason to interact with the other players other than to say, hey, I would really like to buy that card that you're picking up right now.
Or I'm going to do this thing that gives us all a wound. Is that okay?
Or, well, I felt like we weren't really trying to play cooperatively. You guys talked about it was a cooperative game, and I'm like, oh, okay, so we're going to be...
That's my point.
Talking around. Yeah. And there were a few times where I was like, well, I can go ahead and do... I felt like I could have said, I'm going to go ahead and do this to grab this monster, but everybody was kind of focusing on their own thing, so I felt like I didn't have
I agree, because there were points on the cards, and if you're going to put a point value on a card, it makes it not a cooperative game because you want the points.
Right, but you still want to get rid of the monsters before they go away if they have bad effects.
True, but let's compare that to Sentinels of the Multiverse, where you're trying to beat the villain. It's essentially the same thing.
Yeah,
there's a villain and a plot, and you're trying to overcome it. But you work together and you say, hey, I can, if somebody can take out that minion, I can then do 18 damage to the big boss.
Yeah.
And, blah, 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 and so forth.
Maybe that's what they were trying to accomplish with Legendary, but they didn't.
I don't think it's a bad game. I think if we came into it with a different mindset and hadn't just played a much better game beforehand, or a much different game. Yeah, I think DC. So Johnny's complaint about the DC deck building game is there's no story.
Yeah,
there's not supposed to be a story.
Why not?
So I came up with a story that he accepted and is fine with.
You
ready?
Well,
yes.
You're all different Justice Leagues from different Earths, and whoever you're playing is the leader of that specific Justice League.
So if I'm the Flash, I'm the Flash from Earth 84, and he's Batman from Earth 2. And we're fighting because heroes fight when they meet for the first time.
Yeah,
it's great. I loved it.
I could see that. That works.
Yeah, so it was fun.
If I even understood anything that you just said.
We need to build up your geek
we played those two games. We played a bunch of Lords of Waterdeep.
What was the little gold game that you guys were playing?
Boss Monster.
That wasn't bad.
It is.
You guys fans to play Boss Monster?
Yeah, a friend of mine bought it.
It's a fun game.
It is a fun game. It is better with more people. Matt
it wasn't terrible.
It's not terrible.
It was kind of meh.
Yeah, I never played a 2-player game.
And I screwed you, and then suddenly I lost because I got myself killed.
Yeah, that's big karma.
No,
that's what you're supposed to do.
Easy. Except Johnny was screwing me and screwing me. Did you call him a dumbass?
What?
I didn't say it out loud like you did. No, and it doesn't help that I had played.
Yeah.
I'd played once before and seen the game played once before that. I mean, it wasn't a huge deal, but
no, it wasn't a bad game.
No, it's fun. I think it'd be it's a lot more fun with more players, and there's supposed to be an expansion coming out early next year.
Yeah,
if I remember the article I wrote correctly. Check it out on the website for more details.
I did listen to the Wizards of the Coast podcast covering the Skullport expansion to the Lords of Waterdeep.
What did they say about that?
Yeah.
It's actually 3 expansions compressed down to 2 that they put in one box set.
Interesting.
So one thing is focused on more intrigue, and one is focused on more buildings, and both of them focus on corruption. Corruption's a negative point.
So, do you have to play them both, or
I don't think so.
Choose?
I don't think so. I think you could choose to play one or the other, or both, or neither.
Yeah, I remember reading about the 2 parts.
I'm hoping to get a review copy soon.
Yeah,
because that would be awesome. I was hoping I'd have it like this next week because that would be really good.
Yeah.
But if nothing else, we'll pick it up at Gen Con because that's definitely Lords of Waterdeep can only get better.
Yeah.
They add a 6th player too.
Oh, nice
Option for a 6th player, I guess.
Right.
So
I bet you can do corruption and building, or corruption and intrigue, or both.
Yeah,
I would imagine that'd be how I would do it. But
corruption, yeah. So that was a good podcast. I don't think we played anything else. We've played WoW.
What about WoW?
Oh, tomorrow I'm gonna go play some Warhammer Fantasy with my Skaven.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Still doing that?
Yeah.
You ever finish painting them?
No.
Yes, and then I bought more.
Oh, nice.
That box set that we got, the Isle of Blood, had the half Skaven, half High Elves. Another guy bought it and wanted to sell off the Skaven stuff, so I bought all of it for $40.
Nice.
So not only did I get it cheaper because the box set is cheaper than you would normally get it, but I got even cheaper than that. So.
Anybody have any device games they're playing?
I got other games still.
Go.
Okay.
Games.
Go.
I've played side stuff.
Go ahead.
I've recently played a game called Cosmic Encounters.
Oh.
Have you not? I'm sorry. Is this the first time?
Wait a second. Cosmic Encounters. Is that the one I'm thinking it is?
That's where you have the planets in front of you and the saucers.
That is not the name of it I'm thinking of. Okay. It was Cosmic Encounters Light, but it felt a lot like Cosmic Encounters. What was it called then? It wasn't called Cosmic Encounters.
What was the other game we played where we were aliens? Is that the same one?
That was Cosmic Encounters.
It was... I could have sworn it was called Cosmic Encounters, but it was like this little circle, and you have your little planets and your little ships.
Yeah, you have 5 little planets, and there's
Cosmic Encounters. Yeah,
and you get 2 alien powers.
Yes, Cosmic Encounters is what. So you confused me because I was thinking it was a lot like it feels a lot like the game that takes 8 hours to play.
Twilight Imperium.
Twilight Imperium.
It's not anything like Twilight Imperium.
It is kind of.
The story.
I do.
The story.
When was the last time you brought it over?
Well, I haven't even cut out the miniatures yet. There's like 3,000 of them.
The stories are similar. You're aliens and you're trying to take each other over.
And you have like
Cosmic Encounters.
52 different aliens to choose from.
A friend of mine, my wife's, has all the expansions.
There's expansions for it also?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well, this will be a game I will own.
I'm not
Cosmic
sure how many
Encounters
pieces.
Or Twilight Imperium.
I own Twilight Imperium.
So Cosmic Encounters.
Yeah.
The stack of aliens is all of 3 inches thick. It's ridiculous.
The only thing.
And there are some great ones.
They are like the Losers.
I should write a review about that, or you could write a review about that. And
I could.
But it's a fun game.
Yes.
I highly recommend it to anybody to check out.
What did you think?
I absolutely enjoyed it. Like I said, I will buy the game as soon as I see it cheap enough.
To find cheap enough.
Cool stuff, Inc.
Can you please click the Amazon link? I appreciate you bought your 3D printer filler.
Yeah. Well, you see, though, it's $10 cheaper on the other website, and we don't make that much.
Do they offer affiliates?
No, they don't. I looked.
And Gen Con, I have come to the conclusion that I'm probably not buying anything at Gen Con because I'm tired of paying full prices.
You can catch stuff cheaper at Gen Con.
You can sometimes, but if it's
Sunday,
really popular games, they don't tend to go on sale.
And then what you do is you go to Gen Con, and if you can find it cheaper there, that's where you get it. If you can't,
exactly.
That's where I bought my HeroScape Castle for $10.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
It's a $35 thing, but because they quit making HeroScape and didn't realize that everybody wanted the freaking castle, $10.
Nice.
I ran across the exhibit hall while it was closing on Sunday to go get that. Yeah. So.
What are the new Munchkin packets that are coming
out?
Legendary and Halloween.
Oh, Halloween. That's it.
Oh, and Pathfinder. Blech.
What's wrong with Pathfinder? It's 3.5. You love 3.5.
No, I don't. Have you played 3.5 lately?
No, but I've been reading Pathfinder lately.
We played Pathfinder at HoosierCon last year
and hated it.
And I died.
I got one hit by a monster.
It was ridiculous.
I've never played Pathfinder.
Exactly.
I was 16th level, or I had 16 hit points. I got one hit by a monster
and died.
I was the fighter with 6 more hit points than anyone else at the table.
Did he max roll?
No.
That just sounds like a bad DM.
Yeah.
It was built as a solo in a 3.5 game. You can't do that.
No,
not effective.
So you can't really blame that on 3.5 though.
I can blame it on Pathfinder.
Because
it was a module that Pathfinder.
I've never played Pathfinder, but I still love and adore 3.5.
It's practically the same thing.
They tweak some stuff and give you extra character options at first level.
Well, there is an expanded classes book that Steven has that I've been enjoying. Yeah, it's fun. It's not you would scoff at it if you read it.
It's just it's very option light for what you do each turn.
Okay.
As a fighter, what do I do this turn?
You attack.
But it's the same thing I did last turn.
Oh.
Yeah, 4th edition has ruined that for me.
No, I think you need to work more story into your game. But,
because during combat there is no story. You're looking at how you do your
get descriptive of it. Instead of, I swing my sword, you say I...
But I swing my sword with the same attack for the same amount of damage every time. It's always the same dice. It's always the same attack roll. There's just no extra to it.
Different strokes
you know
for
what?
different folks.
Yeah, you argued your way for me to play 4th edition. You have to agree with the fact
I did nothing with the sword. No, I was all set to play 3-5, and you let everyone else in the group talk you into 4th ed.
I let you talk them into it.
No, I did not. That was Jason. Jason led the charge on
I take
4th
that
ed.
back. That was Jason and Clinton.
Well, I'm glad you guys talked each other into it because it's fun.
It's not bad. I like it. Anyway, okay, so apps.
These apps. I've been playing quite a few apps.
You know what game you haven't been playing?
What?
Ticket to Ride. Go take your turn.
Oh, yeah, I guess I could do that. But I got Agricola, and that is so much of a better game.
What
Agricola.
about it?
It's a farming board game.
Nope, you lost me.
What?
Nope.
It's a worker placement game.
It's a worker
Shut
placement
down.
game?
Yes, I
Like
did.
Age of Empires?
Like.
No.
It's hard to explain what it's quite like. I can show you, which is great for the podcasting listeners.
Yeah, let's show her later.
It's sort of like Lords of Waterdeep, where you place your people, you do certain things.
There's a board game.
Turn-based?
Yeah,
Like
that's what this
It's
is
not
based on.
Agricola, it's Agricola. They're
Agricola? Oh, I thought you were saying something not that else.
Agricola, sorry.
Agricola.
My pronunciation
now I
is
know what you're
incorrect.
talking about.
Agricola.
Yeah, it's a farming board game done
I
over.
was like,
It
is this
really
some Greek something?
Okay, I've also been playing a game
mythology?
called Slay. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that one correctly, because it's a 4-letter word. It's
No,
not Slay.
that's French for slay.
Wouldn't surprise me. This is a game that I used to play back on the Palm Pilot. Way back in like the
Wow.
early
What's
2000s.
a Palm Pilot?
It's like
You
the
know
first.
what a Palm Pilot is?
It's like
Your dad had them in
It's
his
PDA.
shop. He still has them in his shop.
Imagine your phone that's not a phone, that doesn't connect to the internet, that doesn't do a whole lot of things.
Don't we call those iPods?
Yes. Nowadays, they're called iPods.
Oh, and it's just got the screen and
Yep.
you gotta use
Yeah.
the pen.
And it's like you're piloting in your palm.
But Slay has so many different maps you can choose from to play with.
What do you do?
It's
No.
yeah, that you can't select that island. Basically, it's
Stop it!
like Risk.
Ooh, it's like
You
Risk.
have units.
You know
You
what?
can place units. Farmers can take over any land that is not connected to a
Ooh, that's nice.
house or another person. You can upgrade them to spearmen, and then they can take over houses, people. If there's a tower, though, you need a
The
knight.
farmers upgrade to spearmen?
The farmers upgrade to spearmen, then they upgrade to knights, and then they upgrade to barons.
So this is kind of like Age of Empires.
Kind
And Risk.
Is it turn-based?
It is turn-based.
Okay.
And if you build your units too high, you run out of food, all your men die.
Ooh, they died.
Has anybody heard anything new about the
Age of Empires.
Settlers of Catan Online?
What?
You saw it at Gen Con last year, right?
Yeah.
We stood there and watched where...
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
I don't know if that ever got off the ground.
I hope it does.
I do too.
Because
but
that looked kind of fun.
It does.
Is that A, B, C, D, F, G?
Huh?
And MMORPG?
No.
No.
Sort of. Sort of.
No,
Because it did have
It's
elements
massive
where you stayed.
multiplayer online.
Yeah, and you gained
It's a
skills,
what?
if I remember correctly.
Massive
it's an
multiplayer
MMO,
online.
just not
Is
an
that
RPG.
the MMO?
MMO.
Yeah, massively multiplayer online. It just lacks the role-playing game.
Multiplayer online. Okay, got it.
The last game I've been playing is called Tribes.
Yeah.
And if you remember back, it's not that kind of Tribes. It's not that Tribes. This Tribes is basically Populous from back in the early 1990s.
Can I make the water go or the land go all the way down and drown bad people?
You can make it go to a level above ground. Unfortunately, fix it to where you can't just drown people.
Bleh.
You have to have an earthquake to have them go down and drown people. But yes, it's basically the same game. You
What?
have little people that walk around.
Why are you drowning people?
Because you're
they were
building
gonna kill us.
followers. The followers give you inspiration, and then you smite the people who aren't following you
Oh my gosh.
by raising volcanoes of death. And
It's a religious thing.
it's called Populous.
Populous.
Yes.
Populous is good. It was Windows 3.1.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's the reason I upgraded to 3.1. Yeah, I used DOS, but yes, and now it's called Tribes for some reason. I don't know why they changed it to Tribes.
So games that I forgot I was playing.
Games you forgot you were playing?
Civilization 4.
Oh, you're playing it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'd still be playing Civilization 2 if I could get it to work right on my computer. Or Civ 3 if I could get that to work on.
At least you're not saying Civ 1,
No,
where you could
it's-
lose a tank to a settler.
Where you could lose a whole entire town to one spearman.
Yeah.
But I've got machine guns. Spearman 1. That makes no sense.
No, but they fixed that.
Yeah, they did.
Ish.
And then I've also been playing World of Warcraft just a little bit. And I actually mean just a little bit. I haven't played a ton. Is there anything else? I finally got to do my first scenario on WoW.
Oh, did you?
Ugh.
Yeah, they're
What's a
slightly
scenario?
challenging, but
It's something you do at 90?
Yeah, it requires 90.
It's 3 players.
Mm-hmm.
I ran it with Jason and Diana.
Mm-hmm.
And you go and do quick missions, but only in an area off where you're normally at.
Yeah.
So you go and do these quick things. We fought the Syphilid or whatever, the giant bugs.
Oh, the new bugs, not the
Yeah.
old bugs. Yeah, I don't remember what they're called. The praying mantises.
Yeah, but we went and fought those. That was what we did.
First,
we flew around in helicopters.
Correct.
Yeah.
They bombed things.
I hated that in WoW. I'm not playing WoW anymore because I just don't have the time. But I hated getting in a thing and just flying on a path and clicking.
You don't do it very often.
I still hate that. That's the dumbest thing in that game. Just my opinion.
Man.
That's the dumbest thing.
The scenarios are supposedly to allow 3 people of any talent to do it all. So you have 3 damage dealers, you should be able to succeed. If you have 3 tanks, you should be able to succeed. It'll take long.
We had a rough time with two hunters and a warrior.
Really?
Because you're fighting the last boss, and then a bunch of these minions rush you.
Yeah.
And if you don't realize you have to throw the bomb, and you're not paying attention to your chat where your brother's screaming at you to throw your stupid bomb.
That's why you should have it on Ventrilo. So
and then you accidentally hit Barrage. Whoops. Which, I don't know if you're familiar with Barrage. It's a level 90 power where you go, oh, look at my machine gun. It looks like a crossbow. And you just shoot everything, and then they all go, oh, no, we'll attack you now. And your pet can't pull them off of you at all. It was terrible.
Well, just because they state you can do that doesn't mean you can. I've done it with 3 damage dealers before, and
Yeah,
you literally just charge. One person dies, they res, the other person dies, this person dies, they res. You just keep slamming your face into it until it stops moving.
I did get decent gear out of it. I mean...
Oh, did you actually get a piece of gear drop?
Yeah.
Nice. That's a slim chance.
It was a blue.
It's still pretty good,
So,
though.
it wasn't bad. Yeah, that's. I think that's about it. I don't think I would play anything else. So, we'll move on to apps.
Oh, we weren't talking about apps?
No,
my
it's
apps
sort of.
He just went through all of his apps.
But I've talked about apps already.
Pages is fun. Pages for Facebook, but you have to have a
Pages?
Facebook page. It's specifically for.
Is it a game?
No.
Then how's it fun?
So you know how we have a page for Nerds Domain?
We have a page?
You're an admin on it. The only way you can update it mobily is by downloading an app called Pages. You can't do it through a regular Facebook app. Hootsuite is horrible, and I hate it because it's going to charge me to let somebody else on the same Twitter account.
Yep.
So, Shirley updates from Nerds Domain on Twitter. So do I. So I signed up on Hootsuite, signed up Nerds Domain under mine, so I could have access to both of them. She went to do it, and it said, nope, you have to upgrade to Hootsuite Pro. So I would have to upgrade, and she would have to upgrade $10 a month per person.
So that's $20 a month. So both of us could post from there. So I got rid of TweetDeck and Hootsuite, and I just use the Twitter app now because it allows you to add as many accounts as you have.
Twitter lets you.
Yeah.
It just doesn't let you put Facebook on there,
then,
because that's what Hootsuite does.
But it has the option that if you want to post to Facebook, it automatically posts to Facebook.
Yep.
So it'll go to Facebook, but it won't.
But you can set up your Facebook to post directly to Twitter.
So what?
Yeah.
So both.
Yeah. And Twitter now accepts hashtags. Look, this is a crazy world we live in.
Facebook now
Twitter
accepts
its hashtags?
Yeah, that's what I said.
No, you didn't.
Facebook,
you said Twitter accepts hashtags.
Facebook now accepts hashtags and uses them as hashtags.
Yeah.
What other... Comixology's good. I downloaded the Dark Horse comic book app.
Yeah?
I did.
What do you think about
I did that a long time ago.
It's okay.
I wanted to read. On there.
I wanted to read Gamma.
Yeah, that sounded good.
It was.
I'm still waiting for somebody to carry Chaos, not Chaos, the new one, Boundaries.
Boundless.
Boundless.
Yeah, they put out Lady Death.
Oh,
they're an independent press kind of thing.
I'm surprised they're not on Comixology.
A lot of the smaller companies could be, but don't want to deal with it because they have to have somebody else convert it and pay for all that, and they may not get the sales to make up for that. Is what I'm gathering.
Yeah, I really wish they would just go to Comixology so I can get them all in one app. I don't have the space.
You know what you really ought to read?
What?
Mask of the Red Panda.
I wasn't impressed with the app.
With Comixology?
Not the app. I mean, I wasn't impressed with the podcast.
The podcast.
Okay, I just had this conversation with...
Right there. You can leave.
I just had this conversation with Steven yesterday because he was listening to the original universe ones and was not thrilled with them.
Those are a little rough.
Did you listen to those, or did you listen to the?
I started on like podcast 1.
Okay, that I would highly recommend skipping anything with the parentheses original universe because those are gonzo and crazy. The regular ongoing series is amazing.
Okay,
so
might give it another
give it another shot.
I don't know.
Also, Blackjack Justice on that site, and what was the other one? That's not
Showcase.
Yeah, the showcases are always good, but I forget. Not Krogan's Adventures; those are kind of lame.
Yeah,
I don't remember though.
Anyway,
yeah,
almost
I'll give
everything
them another
they
chance.
do.
I really will. I have the odd feeling that I'm just missing something because everybody else likes it. Clearly something's wrong with me, like with Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do the non-original universe. I forget it's like 6 or 9 episodes, and then it gets normal.
Okay.
The Prime Minister is not a talking dog anymore.
Oh, good. See, I told you somebody was a talking dog.
Yes,
I told
in the
you were
original
crazy.
universe.
No,
And he's
I
not.
knew there was a talking dog. I
In
went,
the
nope,
original
I'm done with
universe,
this.
the Prime
I
Minister
washed my
is a
hands.
dog.
It's over.
Okay, so clearly you're listening to the wrong one. Did you look up Decoder Ring Theater?
Yes, it was in
They're
the
all
Decoder Ring
there.
Theater.
Are they really?
Yes.
Maybe I just didn't find them.
If my phone was on, I could show you that they're at the bottom of the list, but they're
Wait,
gonzo and over the top. And there's that episode where the Australian,
banana mixed smoothie.
baboon mixed smoothie.
Baboon.
Yeah, baboon mixed smoothie crosses over from the original universe into the ongoing universe.
Okay, so it was the Prime Minister that was the talking dog.
Yes.
I thought it was his partner that was the
How
talking
many
dog.
universes are there?
And since it was called Red
2.
Panda, I assumed that the Red
Possibly
Panda was...
3. It depends on your time travel theories and explanations.
Yeah,
but
And
the red
then if the
squirrel.
writers of DC
Yeah.
Universe get, involved.
Yeah.
yeah,
No, she's got a point. She's got a fair point. Or Marvel, because Marvel has
Marvel does not do
thousands
well
of
with time
Earths.
travel either. Yeah,
Nobody does well with time travel.
no,
That's not true.
Except for Back to
Doctor
the
Who
Future.
does.
That's not true.
Doctor Who. Yeah,
Does very good with time travel.
but Doctor Who also only focuses on one character.
I'll admit, at least with Doctor Who's time traveling machine, if the Earth happens to not be where he goes, he's not dead instantly. So he does have that over everybody
Dr.
else.
Dinosaur does pretty well with time travel.
Dr. Dinosaur.
It's an atomic robot
Atomic
reference.
Robot, yeah.
Oh,
He swears that he's time traveled, and Atomic Robot tells him it's impossible because of all, the Earth moves.
Yeah.
Can't. And he's like, no, I did.
Yeah,
How?
yeah.
By
Crystals.
Crystals.
What does he mean, the Earth moves?
So
Oh,
the Earth is
okay.
constantly moving through the universe.
So the Earth is circling the sun, right?
Right.
And the sun is like going over here. So if you leave Earth,
The sun moves.
yes,
yes, in our
Our
galaxy.
universe moves.
Our
Yeah,
universe is
it's
continually expanding. Thus, sooner or later, everything's dead.
Shush. The galaxy
It's
itself.
like
though.
a trillion years,
The
and
ga-
everything
Does-
will be gone.
It
Jesse,
doesn't
you're
matter.
not helping.
It's
No,
still
I
Jesse.
read it in Time Magazine.
But it's still
I know.
moving.
Jesse,
So
Jesse.
hold on, you're saying that
The
our
galaxy-
whole universe moves?
have you
Yes.
seen the Milky Way galaxy? The pictures of it,
Yeah.
and how it's like that spiral thing where
Yeah.
all those arms they circle around the galactic core.
And they're slowly separating.
Jesse. So as we're slowly
have
going around the
nightmares
galactic
now.
core, as the universe is slowly or the galaxy is going around the galactic core, the sun is moving around the galactic core, the Earth is moving around the sun, and spinning.
and then the galaxy is moving is
Also,
going
the
as well.
So even if
But it could be elastic. We could be
if-
stuck back
even
into the
if
middle.
you-
Well,
Stop.
the thing is,
Stop.
it's like a homing beacon.
I'm
You would
hoping.
know how to get back anyway.
No. But if
No,
you time
no.
travel from here,
Yeah.
time travel says that you don't move with the Earth. You just move. You just time travel.
You
So if
stay
you're
in
just
one
going in time.
If you
space.
time travel in one
Yeah.
second, you're like 3 miles outside of Earth's atmosphere. Or
You're,
something.
you're here
Or
now.
You
3 seconds ago, Earth was here. You traveled back 3 seconds ago, and you're here.
Yeah. So you would die from exposure, hypothetically.
Yeah, it's working on the theory that you're not traveling in space, just in time.
Yeah.
So you're traveling
you-
from one point in time to the other.
In this exact same
Yeah.
spot, which is not where
Unless-
the spot is not where it was.
That makes my
Yeah.
stomach hurt for some
Right?
reason.
yeah.
Yeah.
So unless your time machine is also a spaceship, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, so that's why Doctor Who gets away with it.
That's why Doctor Who's fine.
Because he has a spaceship too.
And the TARDIS isn't just a spaceship; it's a living being.
Yeah.
Eh.
It's a living.
What?
It's a sentient
It is semi-sentient. It has a heart.
thing with the stuff.
Good thing we're not opening Cokes on or on the podcast.
That
Jeez.
spike is no bigger than your voice just was, so get over it.
So
Apps.
that'll do it for apps.
Oh, we're done. Yeah.
Oh, I did forget a game I've been playing recently.
I've been playing Tree
It's
World.
something called Masks of Call
It's called Call of Cthulhu,
of Cthulhu.
which our first session was tonight, and this will actually go up tonight. So yeah, our first session was tonight. You should go download that. It's on another.
Wait, what? We're uploading 2 podcasts on the same night?
Yeah,
Oh, cool.
we're actually uploading 3 today.
Ooh.
What's
Not
the worst
today.
that could happen?
2 yesterday, 1 today.
Okay.
Your
Yeah.
yeah, we're working this out pretty quick. So I think that'll wrap us up for this part of the podcast, and we're gonna go into our little ad. Speaking of Masks of Gnarltep,
It's like he was trying to set us up.
yeah, it is almost like So we just put out a new podcast of Masks of Gnarltep. It's a play podcast where we play Call of Cthulhu. I run the table, and I will slowly make everybody go insane and kill them.
Some of us not so slowly.
Yeah,
And there's a lot of feminine suppressionists going on.
Because it is set in 1925.
It is set in 1925.
Trying to be...
I'm gonna kick all y'all's
Heinies.
Hey,
butts.
I thought I was being pretty progressive and not actually calling you a female before all the chauvinist pigs and
Yeah,
getting you kicked out of
you've
the
not
room
been
before.
called Dame yet.
Yeah.
Maul, Flapper.
But she's
Chick.
not. She's
I'm not a
playing a
flapper.
cowgirl.
No,
Yeah.
I know. Definitely
So
opposite.
we have 6 players. The 3 of the people here, also George Chimple, Scott Troiano, and Jason Hall. All of them really good podcasters. How about really good role players?
Podcasters.
They're also, I guess, good podcasters now.
Mr. I Crinkle Bags.
Oh gosh! So we recorded our first session tonight. It should be going up. The first episode for that will be going up on the 10th of August. So look forward to that. And I highly suggest you guys check it out. You could also check out our shirts over at /loop.com. Go to /loop.com, click on shirts, then click on Nerds Domain, and they're right there. You can get the Masks of Gnarltep shirt in green or black. Ooh. Or the Nerds Domain shirt on a gray. Ooh.
Oh, we actually have a gray shirt?
Yeah, and we offer both adult and kids sizes.
Is there women's sizes, or is that being
Yes.
suppressed as well?
Yes, they are women's sizes. And they go all the way up to, I believe, 4X. So even the fat
Nice.
people like me can wear them.
But they're not buttoned down.
No, they're not, but hush.
Why would they be buttoned
Because
down?
Jesse wants a button down.
Because I only wear button down.
We could get him a bowling shirt.
I think we're going to have to. Okay, so let's get back to this.
I like
and
bowling.
we're going to jump right into our gaming corner.
Gaming corner.
Gaming corner!
A new segment on the show.
Well, we've been doing this for
Oh,
the
have
last
you?
2.
Had you shown up.
No,
Gee,
actually, you were there
way
for
to
at least
include
one
me.
of them.
You mean the episode that was about gaming?
No.
Oh,
We did,
okay.
on the last 2 Whatcha Doins, we actually did corners. We
Oh.
talked about favorite directors, and you said, I don't understand what the director does.
There you go.
So,
What does a director do?
gaming corner.
Bad jobs in Pacific Rim.
Would you? What character would you like to play next if you could start a game right now?
What game?
Any?
That's a good
From the sounds
question.
of it.
Why don't you answer that for us, Johnny?
Oh, jeez. So I want to play a Great Lakes Avengers kind of style game where the superheroes are goofy, and that'd be fun.
What do you want? What kind of character? What's the name? What does it do?
Oh, well, there's several. Specifically, the one I have is a guy who thinks he's got some aspect of Thor. He can teleport on lightning bolts, but every time he teleports, he creates an E-impulse and shorts out
everybody
electronics
out.
around him. So everybody hates it when he teleports.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Of course, I'd have to go teach myself physics, and according to Randy Jordan on the film sack, E-impulses don't work quite the way the movies portray them. So I may be coming up with a dumb character, and I just don't know it.
So
No.
it's not like on Ocean's 11?
Nope.
Oh,
Not
this
according to
sucks.
Randy Jordan.
They
anyway.
they do work that way. They just are not so final, and most stuff is shielded, so it has to be a very strong.
Sure.
impulse.
Okay. Well, there you go. So,
I mean, even our phones are shielded because you can't take a magnet and put it right up to it and ruin it anymore.
I guess that's a good point.
So.
Then we were talking Pathfinder.
You're just going to go through all the games.
I
Go
told
ahead,
you
go
until you stopped me. Pathfinder, there's the advanced classes book. Allows you to literally be a Pokemon master. You have Eidolons, is what they're called.
You don't even need to do that. You just be a wizard in 4th edition.
Well, no, that one works too. Any of the classes that have Summoner can be Pokemon Masters.
Yeah.
I mean, any of the classes that can summon as daily powers can be Pokemon Masters. A Wizard Artificer makes an amazing Pokemon Master. But whatever. What else? New World of Darkness. I saw... that was on my movie list. I saw Silent Hill Revelations, which came out last year.
Silent Hill?
Silent Hill.
Sure it's not.
Yeah. Silent Hill Revelations.
Okay.
Back in the day, there was a Silent Hill movie. Sean Bean.
Oh, I was about to say Sean Penn's in
No,
the
not
movie.
Sean Penn. Sean Bean.
He dies, doesn't he?
No, he doesn't. No.
Sean Bean lives
Yeah,
to be killed
twice.
in Game of Thrones.
No, yeah, Sean Bean lives in the original movie because he's an ancillary character who barely gets any screen time. Stays home while the wife and the child go off and have the adventure. And then in the second movie, he gets kidnapped.
That was not an adventure. Have you not seen Silent Hill?
Okay, in the broadest definitions of adventure, it was. But anyway, the Silent Hill Revelations movie gave me a lot of ideas for World of Darkness, and I guess that really doesn't have a character type. It was just playing a World of Darkness in Silent Hill would be awesome. Also, Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah.
Okay.
You get one more. Go ahead.
Cabin in the Woods makes an awesome World of Darkness campaign setting.
Yeah.
As well. So,
Jesse?
Somehow I have acquired a reputation for playing evil characters.
Yes.
Even with other gaming groups, when I join and they don't know me, I somehow get shoehorned into it. So the next
took you
resonate.
2 hours tonight in masks.
Exactly.
Here's how that works. So can I kill somebody? What, Jesse? Why is the whole party looking at me weird? Because you just asked if you could kill them, Jesse.
Well, I've decided it's been a while since I've played one, and it worked so well the last time. My next character is going to be a paladin.
And cut off the heads of judges.
No, there will be no accidental head lobbing offs.
It'll all be on purpose.
No. That was an accident that time. I did not intend for him to die. But yes, my next character will be a paladin, just to prove I can
You're
drop
a
any
nice
character.
guy.
Okay. Shirley, do you have anything yet?
I have no idea. I mean, no, not really. Give me some, platforms.
If you could play a superhero, what would you play?
The Flash, so you can run around naked.
You have to stop eventually, though. That's a problem.
Hold on, the Flash is naked?
Well, they call it the Flash for some reason, right?
Oh, God.
No, that's the streak.
Oh.
Oh, no.
As long as you're not the wizard.
I was thinking the Flash, but I don't know. What superhero would I be? I don't know. What was that game that we were playing over Eric's?
Mutants and Masterminds.
And what was I?
You're playing girl.
I was a
name
plant
of some plant. I can't think of White Lily or something. But you were a plant girl, yeah.
Yeah, I think I would play something like that.
Okay.
I guess. I don't know.
So I came up with this great idea.
Great. We're going to be here for 4 hours.
But I'm not going to share it with you listeners. If you would like to write in and tell Shirley to not be a jerkface to me, nerdsdomain@gmail.com. Or Shirley in at nerdsdom.com. Yeah, we'll send it right to you.
I will get that right to you.
I came up with this great idea. Said I would play a gnome.
What? Hold on.
A gnome.
Who's an artificer who builds himself a suit of armor
Oh, this is a really good
that looks like a
idea.
dragonborn. That is actually a dragonborn sorcerer. So I'm not actually playing a gnome.
Is that not an awesome idea?
So
Yeah.
he gets
He's
inside
got
the
a
suit
mech.
armor and runs around as a sorcerer dragonborn. Yeah. And the sorcerer dragonborn has a familiar, and it looks surprisingly like a gnome. I came up with that.
So your character is the familiar, not the
Yep.
sorcerer itself. Yeah.
I still think it's cool.
No, it is. It definitely. I mean, because
I'd probably take the book imp, so it would give me more arcane knowledge. Does that make sense?
sure. Plus, you speak.
Infernal.
Yeah.
Which, all gnomes are evil. So yeah, that makes sense too. So
All gnomes are not evil.
Oh, yeah, they are. Haven't you played World of Warcraft? They nuked their own city.
And then went in and killed the radioactive zombies that they created.
They got radioactivized or something.
They did it to kill the Trogs that came in. Don't listen to what they retconned to make the gnomes seem nice. In the original, they go, oh no, we got this invading force. What do? Nuke the city.
Well, it's because they thought that would get rid of it. They didn't know they were going to hurt themselves.
Anyway, yes, gnomes are evil.
Alright, so that's my character concept. Let's move on to Movie Corner, where the question is Star Wars or Star Trek? Shirley?
Duh.
Well, answer for the listeners, because I know the answer, but could you tell the listeners?
I have no idea.
Star Trek, if we've had like a good listener base, they know.
Why Star Trek?
I've been with you and I didn't know.
Why Star Trek?
That is the question I just asked.
Let me think. Transporters.
That's it? That's all you've got? I mean, that's a valid answer, but there's so many other
reasons that can't be argued against.
It really can't.
Transporters, in the new universe, Scotty and the transporter jumped to very far away moving ships.
So basically you just want to run away with Simon Pegg.
What? Oh, no.
Because you want to teleport to a ship moving at warp with Scotty, is what you just said.
No, it's just that it was awesome that they brought in that type of physics or whatever to the Star Trek universe. I thought it was
Speaking of which, did you hear, well, I don't know why this jogged my memory, but crystals? Did you hear they stored light in a crystal for 60 seconds?
No.
Basically made a light battery out of a crystal?
Nope.
Dr. Dinosaur might be right.
Oh, it's crystals.
You gotta read that issue. That's awesome.
Yeah. Anyway.
So, Jesse.
Yes. Now, with Star Wars, are we talking the expanded universe or just the movies?
I'm asking Star Trek or Star Wars.
Because it specifically says movie corner.
It does,
so I
doesn't
assume
it?
that it means that.
So justify your answer with whatever you want.
If we're just talking movies and TVs, I'm going to go with Star Trek because there's just more there to read about and to ingest and to watch. Not necessarily read about, but just to ingest. The story's better. It's not changed every other time I try to buy a DVD about it.
There's no crybabies.
Oh, yeah, there are.
Who?
Wesley
Who's a
wasn't.
crybaby?
There's quite a few crybabies.
Yeah, he was. Then he got because he's a crybaby.
Worf's kid was also.
Alexander Rozhenko.
He was.
Any kid in the Star Trek universe just shouldn't grow up.
Wait, what?
Jake Sisko was not that bad.
Which one was Jake Sisko?
DS9.
DS9.
I didn't watch DS9.
You need to go back and watch DS9.
I know. It's on, unless I haven't watched Voyager yet either.
Well, hold on. So allow me real quick while we're here. Here's how my rating goes for Star Trek.
Jesus,
DS9.
Yep.
TNG. I'm sorry. DS9. Enterprise, because I really like Enterprise. I know it's bad. I like it anyway. TNG. I've never seen the original series. So the original series, and then Voyager.
You never watched the original series?
I've just never watched it.
Really?
I'm not that old.
Well, I never watched it while it was new, but it's on Netflix.
Yeah, I haven't.
Skip the first few episodes because they're real hard to get through.
It's just like him in X-Files. You hadn't watched that either.
I haven't watched much of X-Files. So
now, if we're talking about adding in books and things, I'm going to go with Star Wars.
Okay.
I really like the expanded universe. I like the new Jedi Order. As soon as they killed Chewbacca and said, "Oh look, these godly characters can die," it became interesting.
You know who did that?
Yes.
Chewbacca
Mr.
died?
Salvatore?
Yeah, they dropped a moon on him. No, was it the moon they dropped on him?
They dropped a moon on him?
Yes.
Like a whole moon?
Yeah.
Like a whole moon. And then all of a sudden, all games were off because...
The whole planet died.
Yeah, but Chewbacca was kind of like the central force. Like it was...
Do you remember when we went to Gen Con and I bought that guy a drink because I wanted to meet him? He was an author.
No.
We went over to Scotty's. We went over there for the Wizards author thing. Got him to sign my book.
This was like last year, wasn't it?
Year before last year.
Oh, that's why I don't remember. Because I remember meeting the guys from Major Spoilers over there.
Remember when we were sitting at the table doing the interview with the Wizards of the Coast people and the guy walked by and she went and talked to him?
Wizards of the Coast?
Yeah, never mind.
I mean, Major Spoilers guys.
No, 2 years ago.
Wizards of the
2
Coast.
years ago. Not last year, the year.
So,
Anyway,
though, yes, I like the I like the old Jedi Order series. I like the new Jedi Order series. I really don't care. The first 3 movies were great. The last 3 movies were meh. And I mean that in order that they came out, not in chronological order.
Wait, what? No, never mind.
Yes,
Go.
the 4, 5, and 6 are great movies. 1, 2, and 3 are they're all right. I mean, I don't have as big an issue with Jar Jar as some people do, but
Okay.
Yeah, basically, I'm Star Trek.
Johnny.
Star Trek.
Star Trek?
Yeah.
Transporters?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, yeah, the whole the magic force users, you know, it's just kind of blah. I don't know. Doesn't intrigue me as much as the science of Star Trek. It's
I never thought about that, but you're absolutely right. How much technology have we gained from Star Wars?
That's true.
Not a lot. Star Trek, we wouldn't be the same people we are today without Star Trek.
People are obsessed with making hover cars, but
people are still obsessed with making lightsabers. In all fairness, that may be the only thing we ever get from Star Wars. All right, so I'll tell you 5 reasons why Star Trek is no good. Spock nerve pitches a horse. Nerve pitches a horse. I almost nerve pitched a dog the other day. What? Wow, I'm getting glares. There's a fan dance. Same movie. Okay, so Star Trek 5 is really bad. Really bad.
I kind of like the fan dance.
I really like Star Wars, though. They have the best Legos. They have the best toys.
Oh, good night.
Have there been Star Trek Legos?
There have been Star Trek Creo, I think.
Star Trek what?
Creo.
What is
the
that?
company that...
Not Legos.
Not
okay,
Legos, but has Legos.
Your argument is invalid.
Wow. All right, so we'll go ahead and move on to Book Corner.
That was only 2.
I know. That's why we're going to the Book Corner.
You said you had 5 reasons.
No, I gave 3, actually.
Okay.
Star Trek 1 was really, really bad. Voyager was bad.
But 2 makes up for 1.
Voyager was not bad.
2 does kind of make up for 1.
Voyager wasn't bad.
You know what? I think you guys are right. Star Trek is better, and here's why. The film stack has done 3 Star Trek movies.
No,
they did 5, didn't they? Yeah, they did 5, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
That's right. So we'll move on to the last thing, Book Corner. Do you prefer reading your books on paper or in digital form?
Paper. Ever heard of paper?
You ever seen paper?
That's what it is. That's the line. Ever seen paper?
Why?
I just can't get into looking at a screen, and I mean, it's dumb. Like, I mean, I see the wave of the future, and I'm willing to accept that that's where it's going to go. But there's just something about holding a book and flipping through the pages, whether it be a comic book or, you know, pure text. Just there's, you know, the technology can't replace that, in my opinion.
Okay.
I know I'm a hippie elitist, you know.
I didn't think elitist.
Well, maybe not elitist, because I'm embracing the future, but saying I will miss the past when it's gone. I'm a hipster, whatever you want to call me, but yeah, paper.
Okay.
Paper's the way.
So you like killing trees? Good.
I do.
Shirley.
I'm kind of like, I'm a little torn. I like paper books. I like being able to go to the bookstore. I love the smell and picking out, you know, something new to read. But technology has made it like instantly accessible. Mm-hmm. And then with Amazon and Kindle, there's so much good stuff out there that's free, and it'll go straight to my phone. And it's more convenient to carry around, you know, my phone in my pocket and pop on the Kindle app than it is to carry a book around that I really like that may get torn up if I leave it sitting somewhere. So I read a lot on my phone, but I love books. So
do you feel the same way about comic books? I'm gonna come back to you.
I don't have the same love of comic books that you guys have. Like, you were freaking out if they weren't in their plastic jacket. And my Lady Death comic books are just like laying out on my desk.
It's called a bag and board.
See, exactly, right there. So, I mean, if I could get my Lady Death comic books on my phone, I would definitely be downloading them. But I love the art, and I love the way they look, and I like reading them. So having that art, in my hand, something that I could own, that I could put in a frame or something like that, bag and board it. I definitely prefer that for comic books.
I'll just touch on it real quick. The bag and the boarding, the art, and reminded me of like there's also the problem with technology. At least as it stands right now, you don't actually own those books.
The Comixology has already fixed that. They have given the guarantee that if they go away, they will provide a way for the comics to be dealt with.
Well, they've guaranteed it now. Who's to say in 10 years when the A-bomb takes out their servers that...
I'm going to be a little bit more worried about something besides my comic collection when the A-bomb starts dropping.
I know.
But the point remains the same. Like, that they've made the promise. That doesn't mean they have to keep it. I own every copy of Wheel of Time that I've purchased, and I can pick it up and reread it whenever I want, and no one can really say much about that as long as I'm not, in prison or whatever. Yeah, like they're mine. That's something that also makes paper more.
I think that's a pessimistic, paranoid way to look at it, though.
I'm not saying that that's going to happen. I hope it never does, but there's that. I mean, I've seen horror stories of people on Amazon who get their stuff that they've purchased taken away.
Yeah,
because of technological goof ups.
And as much as, because we've talked about that before, and as much as I understand that, I've never had that kind of a problem with Amazon.
And it is very rare. I mean, it's 1 in a million that it happens, but if even that, it's probably 1 in a billion. Yeah. But the threat is out there, and that's what bugs me. Yeah, it's not the same. I mean, my house could burn down and all my books are gone. Whereas if my house burned down and my iPad got melted, I buy a new iPad and my books are back. So there's pros and cons.
Yeah, for both.
Yeah.
I like the portability. Honestly, I like electronic stuff. I like electronic comics. I think they're crisper and cleaner, especially older books. The what I'm looking at on here, you're used to your phone on here, crisper and cleaner. Especially older books, like some of those.
Well, they've gone back and remastered those, and they've taken out. I mean, the problem you look at the books you have in your long boxes right now. Those went through a printing process, and registration gets screwed up.
Oh, I know. I work in print. Yeah,
you do. So, you know how that is, and so.
But the artist intended what's done digitally nowadays, and that's what I'm getting is what's done digitally.
I had a sociology professor who wanted to argue that comic books are not art because they're reprinted. The only thing that's art is the original pencil on paper. Thus, digital comics aren't art. That ticked me off to no end.
It's nothing that like Scott Kurtz has ever created.
He started on paper, but he's gone full digital.
Since he's gone full digital, that means like nobody makes any art anymore for comic. There's no comic book artists out there.
Heck, there's probably not many real painters anymore. A lot of people still work or go straight to digital.
Nowadays aren't even.
Yeah, like, the art on our T-shirts here is not art.
Absolutely.
In that argument, I think it's wrong.
Teacher's wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, I just art is more than that. Video games are very much art.
Sure. It's. I mean, it was his thing, and he's wrong. He may have just been doing it to get a rise out of people,
or to get the minds thinking and the arguments started. Yeah,
and
I can see that.
Worked on me, but
so I also like the ability to carry 15 books with me at any one time.
But how often are you really reading 15 books at one time? I mean, honestly.
Tonight I referenced 4 during the game.
That's different.
Which I can also do at work when I have my iPad with me. Like that's for stuff like that.
But I guess I was narrowly thinking of reading books and comic books, text, words on paper, not a research project that like gaming can be.
Yeah. Well, and I actually, for gaming, I prefer the first time I read through a book to be an actual book.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it just feels weird.
Because you can turn the pages and jump real easily, but yeah, once you get the details down, you can go to the PDF.
Jesse?
I like a little bit of both. If I'm reading a novel, I want it to be in paper because if I have my iPad in front of me, odds are I'm not reading a book. There's a game I want to play, there's a new app I want to download, there's just something I do that distracts me from books.
Apps? You don't have any room for apps.
True. But if it comes to magazines, comics, or gaming manuals like D&D books, I want them all electronical.
I'm sorry. You want them all...
Electronical. I said electronical. Electronical's a word. It's late. My pronunciation is bad. We already got that. Remember Slay?
Yes.
Anyway, as I was saying, yes, I buy a lot of comics. I get tired of them laying around. I buy a lot of magazines. I get tired of them laying around. They're all right here in this one nice little spot where I need them and where I want them.
Okay.
And I can read a comic in public and not feel like I'm going to get looked at funny or ostracized because I'm reading a comic.
Fair enough. All right. Well, that is it for the Nerds Domain podcast tonight. You can always send us an email at nerdsdomain@gmail.com or catch us on Twitter. I'm @Quiet. Johnny is @FoolsMask. Shirley is @SNed70. And Jesse is @J_Kimmett.
Please send us your comments. We'd love to hear your opinion on any of the topics that we've covered tonight. Yeah, we would love an email from you, in fact. You can always head over to the website and click on the Amazon link and buy anything through there that you would like. A car would be great. You should buy cars. Through Amazon?
Yeah.
They sell cars?
They
do.
They do. Or a computer or a TV or something worth lots of money. We get a percentage of that back. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and it would help us out. And we have t-shirts available over at /loot. You can go to tinyurl.com/ndshirts. And we will talk to you real soon.
Bye-bye.